From being called too small to becoming the king in New York City, this is the insane lifestyle of Jalen Brunson. Hit the intro.
Into the hands of Jalen Brunson. Knicks down 2. And Brunson drives, pulls back, three-pointer. Bang! Jalen Brunson knocks it down.
But before the celebrity lifestyle, we gotta talk about the overlooked kid who somehow became the face of the Knicks franchise. Jalen Brunson was born on August 31st, 1996 in New Brunswick, New Jersey. But basketball was already surrounding him before he could even walk, cause his dad played in the NBA and later became a coach. And weirdly enough, since Rick played for the Knicks, a young Brunson was already around the organization years before becoming the face of the franchise himself. But Brunson wasn't viewed as some untouchable phenom growing up due to his size. When his father joined the Chicago Bulls coaching staff, the family moved to Illinois, where Jalen attended Stevenson High School. And this is where people started realizing he might be different. As a sophomore, Brunson led Stevenson all the way to the Illinois State Championship game. 1 year later, he completely exploded. Brunson dropped 57 points in a double overtime game to break Stevenson's single-game scoring record. Then somehow topped that by scoring 56 points in a playoff game. But after that playoff loss, his senior season became personal. And this is where the story really changes. Brunson finally delivered Stevenson its first ever state basketball championship, dropping 30 points in the title game and cementing himself as one of the greatest high school basketball players in Illinois history. He then turned down schools like Kansas, Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan State and committed to Villanova. Let's briefly go over his early career. As a freshman, Brunson immediately cracked Villanova's starting lineup and helped lead the Wildcats to a national championship over North Carolina.
Back outside, Brunson. Also on the floor, but hits the three.
By his sophomore season, he had become one of the best guards in the country, helping Villanova climb back to the #1 ranking. But his junior year is what completely changed his draft stock. Brunson exploded into full superstar mode. Big East Player of the Year.
Brunson lines it up. Bottom. It's a triple.
Consensus First-Team All-American.
Whoa, look at this little fall down. Bolden down. Brunson. Step back three. Bullseye.
And another national championship.
That is the second in 3 years for Brunson.
He was building one of the greatest college basketball resumes of the decade. But somehow, NBA scouts still questioned his size. And in the 2018 NBA draft, Brunson shockingly fell to the second round, where the Dallas Mavericks selected him with the 33rd overall pick. And now for the clips that turned him into a viral sensation. Brunson spent his early Dallas years buried behind Luka Doncic and coming off the bench.
You want me to just read it? Read it. All right. I know.
But the moment that changed everything came during the 2022 playoffs. Because when Luka got injured against Utah, Dallas suddenly needed Brunson to save the season. And somehow, he did. 41 points against the Jazz.
Brunson on a run. Why not?
Then came the 64-win Phoenix Suns, the team everyone expected to reach the finals. And Brunson completely destroyed them in Game 7 on their own court.
Maybe 3 and 5. Brunson. Shots like that, silky smooth.
And that summer, New York handed Brunson a 4-year, $104 million contract. But everyone still doubted him.
He's a nice player, Jalen Brunson. Is he a difference maker? No.
Then came the game that officially broke the internet. 50 points against Phoenix with a perfect 9 for 9 shooting from 3.
There's the three going up.
It's good! And he's 9 of 9 from 3. 50-point night for Jalen Brunson.
Then in Game 7 against Indiana, the run ended in brutal fashion. Brunson fractured his left hand. The Knicks were eliminated, and New York's dream season was over. But by then, the franchise had seen enough. The Knicks handed him a $157 million extension and made him the 36th captain in franchise history. And Brunson made sure to deliver. In the first round, he buried a game-winning 3 to keep New York's playoff dream alive.
Stops on a dime. Launches. Oh, yeah!
the following year, he took over the entire league. First came another cold-blooded game winner in December.
Oh, Brunson drives, pulls back, three-pointer, bang! Bang!
Then came the postseason, where Brunson took complete control. He led the Knicks to a sweep over Cleveland,
Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in!
won Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and carried New York back to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. And in the NBA Finals, he did this.
Back to Brunson, corner three is up, Jalen Brunson from downtown.
But what we really want to know is how the dude spends his cash. And this dude spends like no other. After signing his extension with New York, Brunson went out and picked up a blacked-out Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. It set him back a cool 254 Gs. He then dropped $266,000 on this custom SV autobiography, the highest-end version of the luxury SUV, which he rolls around in during the off-season. And when it comes to homes, Brunson didn't just invest anywhere. He picked up this house in Ocean City, New Jersey, a classic East Coast beach town. Sitting on Central Ave, this spot puts him right in the middle of that Jersey Shore lifestyle, summer crowds, boardwalk energy, and coastal money vibes. The beachfront home cost him $1.2 million. But his real money sits on his wrist. He stepped into true luxury watch territory with a rose gold Jacob & Co. Bugatti Tourbillon, finished on a red strap and built to look like a hypercar engine on the wrist. He also owns their Gotham City rose gold and their most expensive piece, the Astronomia Solar Zodiac. And when he made an appearance on the YouTube show Hot Ones, he rocked a Rolex Datejust 41 white gold and steel. On game days, he travels with a Louis Vuitton light blue Demir denim Keepall 50. And now for a peek into his personal life. He's married to his high school sweetheart, Allie Marks. The two met at Stevenson High School, stayed together through his Villanova rise, his Dallas years, and his takeover in New York. In 2022, Brunson proposed right back at their old high school gym after being inducted into the school's Athletic Hall of Fame. A year later, they got married at the Ritz-Carlton in Chicago. Their wedding basically turned into a Villanova and Knicks reunion, with guys like Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo showing up for the big day. And to make it even better, their dog Kona served as the flower girl. By 2024, their family grew even more when they welcomed their first child, Jordan. Allie and Jordan are regulars at Knicks games, always there cheering on Jalen from the sidelines. And Brunson's inner circle is basically a basketball storyline by itself. His closest guy is Josh Hart, his former Villanova teammate and co-host on The Roommate Show. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo, another Villanova brother who was even a groomsman at Brunson's wedding. And once McCall Bridges joined New York, the whole thing turned into the Villanova Knicks. 4 college champions linking back up under the brightest lights in basketball. And after games, you'll catch them all partying at the Fleur Room in Chelsea. But Brunson's circle goes beyond teammates too. Because when you become the face of the Knicks, Madison Square Garden basically turns into a celebrity party every night. Spike Lee, Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan, Timothy Chalamet, and half of New York's famous fan base have all become part of the Brunson-era atmosphere. But his closest celebrity friend is Mariska Hargitay. Every night he's surrounded by champions, comedians, movie stars, and the loudest fan base in the NBA. And away from basketball, Brunson is a huge WWE fan. And he's not just watching from home either. He actually pulled up to Monday Night Raw at Madison Square Garden and got involved in the show. And the best part? He ended up face-to-face with his friend and NBA rival Tyrese Halliburton, turning their Knicks-Pacers beef into a full WWE-style showdown. Brunson has also leaned into the New York sports scene, even back in the Yankees during the World Series run. During the offseason, they invited Brunson to meet the team and throw out the first pitch for the Subway Series. And even across town, Met star Juan Soto showed love by hitting Brunson's signature celebration after a home run.
It looked like that home run celebration was a little bit of an ode to another team in town. Jalen Brunson and Juan Soto celebrating the same way.
You know, we just gotta keep cheering for the Knicks and let's go Knicks.
But when it comes to football, Brunson is a die-hard Eagles fan, and the team even brought him onto the field during a Monday Night Football game. And during the offseason, Brunson also gets some swings in on the golf course. And he's not just hacking around either. His swing actually looks pretty solid. But before Brunson became the king in New York, his arrival came with real controversy. After New York signed him to a 4-year, $104 million deal in 2022, the NBA investigated whether the team had contacted him before free agency officially opened. The league later ruled that the Knicks engaged in early free agency discussions involving Brunson and punished the franchise by taking away its 2025 second-round pick.
So we all know that Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson's dad, works for the team.
That made the signing even more talked about, because Brunson's own father, Rick Brunson, had been hired as a Knicks assistant coach just weeks before Jalen joined the team. Now, at this point, you gotta be getting excited about his career earnings. Brunson has earned over $120 million in NBA contracts alone. Off the court, he's also worked with brands like Nike, DoorDash, American Express, Skims, and Body Armor. Combine the contracts, endorsements, watches, cars, and real estate, and Jalen Brunson's net worth sits at $18 million. Subscribe if you like Jalen Brunson, and welcome to Athlete Lifestyle.